Maria Taylor here for NBA Showtime with the Hall of Famers. We've got Tracy McGrady, Vince Carter, Carmelo, Anthony. We are here. It's early, as you can see by that open. I was going to come on and be like, how long is it going to take T-Mac to wind down? But maybe I should set a clock for myself. All right, it's probably because we were all up last night watching basketball, and we want to go back and see what happened with Wemby being out for the Spurs, taking on the Trail Blazers. Remember Wemby getting that concussion in Game 2. He is with the team, though, on the sidelines cheering him on, and he had a lot to cheer about, guys. Stephon Castle, 12 points in the first quarter.
Hey, set the tone. We talk about who's going to be that number 2 guy. They have a lot of talent. And this is the playoffs, their first opportunity, and they stepped up and accepted that challenge.
I tell you what, though, man, Portland came out with a lot of aggression, with a lot of passion. And that young man right there, he is confident.
And so is this one right here.
Yeah, man. They just keep coming. You don't. I told you, you just don't know who it is.
Under control, man.
Dylan Harper was balling. Look at this one. We're going to look at this twice, don't you worry.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is a rookie.
Yes.
Yes.
Harper,
this is a rookie.
22 of his 27 points in the second half when they needed it, okay?
Lineage.
Stephon Castle, he had 33 points in this one, so San Antonio outscoring Portland 53-26 to ultimately finish the game. And we're taking a look at the Western Conference bracket right now. Thunder up 2-0 on the Suns. They're looking to go up 3-0 today. Lakers took a 3-0 lead late last night. Don't worry, we'll get into that too with an OT comeback over Houston. Minnesota, they got the 2-1 lead over Denver, and the Spurs took a 2-1 lead last night. You saw that without Wemby. Let's talk about it a little bit more because we did know that this is a team that knows how to get victories without Wemby, but let's spend some more time with Stephon Castle, Dylan Harper, and what they were able to do as a 1-2 punch in this game against Portland.
Well, these guys are extremely confident, right? And you talked about them having the experience with playing without Wemby this year. I think that's like 18 games. That's enough for these guys to understand what they need to do on both ends of the courts, right? So for me, I talked about it the other night. You don't know who it's going to be. Like, they have a roster full of guys that any one of those guys, it could be their night or it could be their quarter. If you go back last night and look at that third quarter, Dylan Harper was amazing in the third quarter. That was his quarter. And then Castle comes in the fourth quarter and closes out. And he has a big quarter. He has like 10 or 11 points in the fourth quarter. So when you have multiple guys filling up on the offensive end and they're relentless, you know, just stifling defense, when they put in this type of pressure on you, getting downhill in the paint, their guys making shots from the outside, offensive rebound, they flying all over the place on the D. This is a tough team to beat, and then you add Wemby in the mix. What you gonna do?
I think about Stephon Castle, his ability to score, but when he goes 3 for 4 from the 3, we're talking about he hasn't even gotten that jump shot where I feel like he feels comfortable, he's still a confident player. He's athletic, he's gonna get to the rim. When he gets this 3-point shot down like this, it's unstoppable. And it says a lot about their team. You have Wemby there defensively, he's a game changer. But now you have multiple guards. You have 3 to 4 guys on the Spurs offense that you said, you never know who's gonna step up. Oh, by the way, then there's Wemby as well.
But we left 2 guys out that stretches the floor. You're leaving Champagny out and Vassell.
So pick your poison. That's the point.
But I mean, we know that obviously this is a statement win for San Antonio. To go into Portland with that energy, that level of focus, and go take that game back from Portland, that says a lot about this Spurs team. It says a lot about the mindset. It also says a lot about just San Antonio culture, like Popovich's culture, right? Because it's always next man up. Wemby go down, Wemby is the best guy on this team, the best player on this team. Now everybody else steps up to the plate. Dylan had an incredible third quarter yesterday. As a rookie, to have that confidence, have that motor, and have the will to go out there and say, look, I can play this game too, and I also know you, Scoot, and Scoot, you know me too. So let's get this thing going, and also De'Aaron Fox. Like, let's give some credit to De'Aaron Fox because a lot of people early in the season was saying they don't know how this was going to work with De'Aaron Fox and Dylan Harper. So now we're seeing everything coming to fruition. And these guys really like to play with each other on the court. And you see the influence that Wemby has on this team. Even when he's not there, these guys really enjoy playing with each other.
I was sitting there watching that game last night in that third quarter, and I was saying to myself, yo, when is the last time we have watched a playoff game, like a pivotal playoff game, where the team is actually giving a rookie the ball and say, go get it.
Yeah.
They were giving Dylan Harper the ball in the third quarter. It's like, yo, go get it. It's your time.
Absolutely.
That's when you know they have all the utmost trust in that young fella to deliver.
Mr. Johnson.
And also, I want to give a shout out to
Mitch.
one other guy. We mentioned a lot of guys, but we didn't mention Luke Cornett.
Yeah.
Yeah, he was big, too.
Go get it.
Dude, 14 and 10, like, that's the responsibility. No Wemby.
Yep.
Now you come in and, yes, we look everywhere else, but 14 and 10, giving them something like that is big for them.
Yes,
and that's a guy who's been to the mountaintop, so he understands how to play.
Stay ready.
He did.
So you ain't got to get ready.
Had to play 30 minutes in the game with no Wemby. I mean, you guys are harping on it, but Harper, Castle combined for 60 points, shooting at 63% from the field, more than impressive. But let's talk about Wemby. Listen, he's still in the concussion protocol. As you guys saw, he was able to travel with the team. He did participate in shoot-around on Friday. He hasn't cleared the protocol yet, but Game 4 is tomorrow. So we'll see whether or not he can play. We, of course, want Wemby to feel and be healthy, but it was good to see him on the court.
It was good to see him.
Yeah.
It was good to see him engaged. He was engaged on the sideline, talking to his guys, rallying them up. We thought he was going to play tonight. I mean, last night. I really thought he was going to play last night. They proved us wrong, but they had the utmost faith in those guys, and they went out and they delivered that.
And I think it's the big picture that they're looking at.
Yeah.
They felt comfortable and confident that they can win without him. They've shown it during the regular season, but regular season is different than playoffs. But I think they bought some time for the good. Now you have a healthy, you know what I'm saying? For the long haul is what they want. Wemby as healthy as possible going forward. And when you can stack wins like this, yes, he's probably going to play the next game, but now if they choose to, they can sit him another game. For sure.
Yeah. Huge win, though, for San Antonio, down by 15 in the third quarter, battle back, get the victory against the Portland Trail Blazers. And speaking of the Spurs, for today's Meaningful Moments presented by AT&T, we just wanted to wish a very happy birthday to the Hall of Famer Tim Duncan today.
Okay, Timmy D.
Man, look, I remember us being in the 97 draft in Charlotte. This man is 50 now. Oh, my gosh,
Big
man.
five, but does that make you feel old?
Yeah.
Okay.
That means you on the way.
You on your way.
Yeah. Hey, it's not only Tim Duncan's birthday. Not as close as yours, though. Not only Tim Duncan's birthday. Who else's birthday is it? Justin Nixon.
Yeah.
Detroit basketball.
Hey, Pistons fan. Hey, Detroit Pistons.
Detroit
Die-hard Pistons fan right there, boy.
We will talk to anybody all day about Detroit basketball.
Listen,
Happy
ladies
birthday,
and gentlemen,
buddy.
do not disrespect that man, Detroit basketball team.
Man.
Okay, listen, among the many honors that Tim Duncan won, he was also the 97-98 Rookie of the Year. On Monday on NBA Showtime, we're going to find out the next winner of that award. It's one of the most competitive Rookie of the Year races we've ever seen. We've got the deserving finalists right there, Cooper Flagg, Con Knippel, VJ Edgecombe. And T-Mac keeps saying, what do you want? What do you want?
I want co-rookie, co-rookie of the year.
You're going to find out on Monday, all right?
And other rookies playing well, too.
Whoop, whoop. All right, last night, the Lakers taking on the Houston Rockets. Okay, let's get into it, Ime. Let's see what we're drawing up. LeBron, 41 years young, doing it without Luka, doing it without AR, and the Rockets had this game won, it seems like.
Right there, I'm like, oh, man, LeBron just cost them the game right there. Come on, but
Then 30 seconds left in this game, guys.
I mean, it's the little things like that that hurt you. Not only did you get the turnover, you got the silly foul for three, discontested, and then you still live to see another day, particularly when you're up.
Yeah, you're up six. You was up 6, up 5.
Smart knocked down those 3 free throws.
Give it back to him.
Gets it back to LeBron. Boom.
And we know the history in Houston. We know Bron loved playing in Houston.
Sure.
We know that. So.
He said, we're going to overtime, and if I'm going to overtime, I'm going to win. You're going to have me out here for 45 minutes.
That's a great pass, great shot right there.
It felt like Houston, they ran out of gas, didn't have enough, and Bron, just saw red and was like, we got to take this game over. They gave us an opportunity to play another quarter. Let's go ahead and bring this one home.
I agree. You lose the lead.
Yeah.
You go to overtime. You try to fool yourself thinking you have enough, but you don't have the momentum.
Yeah.
When you're playing against LeBron James' team, it's not going to happen.
LeBron James, 29 points, 13 rebounds, 6 assists, and 3 steals. By the way, no team in NBA history has come from down 3-0 to win a playoff series. That's exactly where Houston finds themselves. Let's hear what their head coach, Ime Udoka, had to say after the game.
I know the game just ended, but in terms of the way the game just fell apart at the end, how was it from your vantage point?
Horrendous mistakes. I don't know if you want to say youth or, scared of the moment or whatever the case, but yeah, you have a 6-point lead with 20 or 30 seconds to go, get a rebound, and just have to hold the ball and get fouled, or it's basically a 1-on-4 and we throw it away. To combat it and make it worse, foul, a terrible foul on Marcus Smart to give him 3 free throws. Next play, backcourt, you got it. Double's coming, you try to split it instead of throwing it to Alpy wide open. Another turnover, and then James makes a tough shot. Then the final play, for the last shot, we don't run what was drawn up. All the above.
Ooh, all of the above. Some fire coming out of it. Seemed like Ime Udoka, as he's just going back through that series, the final 30 seconds of this game, he actually, right after the game, he made his team watch the last 30 seconds. He's talked about youth on some of the mistakes. I mean, like, what's your initial reaction from just hearing him at the podium after this one?
He's not wrong.
It hurt. That game hurt. That loss hurt. And you could see him as the game was going on. If you was watching the game, you saw him just going through all of the emotions during that last 50 seconds of that game. For him to sit there and say, I don't know if it's youth, I don't know if you're just scared of the moment, that's him as a former player, as a competitor, trying to figure out what is happening or what happened in that moment. You just cannot be up 6 with that short amount of time and lose the game at home. You just, even that turnover, you still come back, you stay solid, you make them take a tough shot, but you have to come out with that game, and you have to take your hat off to the Lakers and Marcus Smart for selling it, and LeBron for making that 3. But you just don't give a team like the Lakers, a veteran team like the Lakers, that opportunity to close out the game. So that's a tough loss.
When you have a performance from a trio of Jabari, Thompson, and Şengün all getting you 24 or more, you have to figure out how to win, particularly when you don't have KD there. And you have, like you said, you're up with the opportunity because they only had 3 bench points. So it wasn't anywhere else they could go. But I feel like I love the fact that they watched it, whether he said what he said in the interview or not, because they're still young guys that are going to be in that position for years to come. They got to learn, and they got to see it, because it's easy that play to happen, and you don't see it, and you let the outside world creep in. But you know it is. You see it on video. It's nothing you can say, and you learn from it. Jabari will know now. Hey, there's nobody guarding me. Let me get up the court, at least get to half court, then hold the ball.
Yeah, he panicked. And for what reason, I don't know why. Like, you comfortable having the ball in your hands. That's just a frustrated coach right there. Really putting a game plan together without KD to go up against Bron and JJ and this team that has been, trying to slow down KD and these boys. And he figured them out of how to get his guys involved, how to get Şengün to be effective and efficient. And to lose in that manner, it took all the energy out of it.
Yeah, right. It almost deflated. But meanwhile, like you said, guys, KD out with a sprained ankle. It's his left sprained ankle, so we'll see whether or not he'll be able to play in Game 4. All right, you guys have been here at NBA Showtime because you've actually been waiting for these on the 76ers. Remember, still no Joel Embiid. Hasn't played in the series after undergoing that appendectomy. Tyrese Maxey, though, he's like, I got it. Game high 31 points, 5 threes for Maxey.
With 30, I mean, what do you have, 31?
31.
He had 31 with no Embiid.
Yep.
And it took Tatum to close him out. Man, if Embiid comes back.
If Embiid comes back.
This series changes.
Yeah, it does. Because right now, everything that they're getting is on the perimeter, and I think he slows the game down and gets some consistency in the interior, put some pressure on their big man, possibly get him in foul trouble, and then we know he can step out and shoot the three as well if he has it going. So
I mean, Sixers got 22 and 11 from both of their bigs, but like you said, Joel Embiid is a different beast.
Well, you saw Jason Tatum just sealing it with that three, and ultimately the Celtics get the victory. And you guys were kind of already jumping into it a little bit. Joel Embiid had the appendectomy 2 weeks ago, so we haven't been able to see him in this series. That could change the game. But
I got who? Nah, your sources, you're supposed to reveal your sources. I have no sources.
Yes, no. You have no information.
That's what you heard.
Okay, let's just say Joel Embiid does not come back. You're the 76ers. You have pulled off one win. How could you do it again against the Celtics?
You have to keep playing the same way. I mean, I don't think the 76ers should change anything up. You have to keep applying pressure. You got to keep playing fast. Maxey got to have to continue doing what he's doing. PG have to continue to do what he's doing, even a little bit more. And VJ, I mean, I know he's a rookie, but we ask a lot out of VJ. But his time is now. He's here. What can we do about him being a rookie? And he's showing that he can take on that challenge. You know, last night was a tough one for JT to close him out like that. But in order for Philly to stay in this, they have to continue to play the same way, be physical, play fast, and put a lot of pressure on Boston.
Also, I think limiting turnovers. Keep your turnovers down. They had 11 turnovers, but you have to continue to get shots up to allow Drummond and Adem Bona to get you extra possession, to get open shots. And I think that is one of the ways. And then just silly plays that you have to try to eliminate in the game. I think they made situations where you can't leave Jason Tatum, one of the best player on the team, wide open to have jump shots like that. And we talked about when he's in isolation at the end of the game, we got to double. Make him get the ball out of his hands and somebody else beat us.
That's exactly where I was going. When you look at that last play, they were down 3, and you got Bono ISO with an all NBA type player to close out the game and put you up 6. So I think it's just small, minute changes that they have to make, but they right there competing. It's just those, whether it's on the defensive end, execution, or executing, offensively, it's just small, minute things, and just keep applying the pressure.
Yeah, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown, they combined for 50 points in this one. Both of them had 25 apiece. With the East feeling wide open, do you feel like the Boston Celtics are evolving into the team that we could see making it to the finals?
Well, I have them going to the finals, so evolving.
Say it with your chest.
See how he looked at you?
Yeah, he did. Like, don't try me.
Don't try me. What's wrong with you? I have.
You wrote it down. Did we write that down? I'm gonna write it down.
Well, write it down.
Okay.
Yeah.
Stay on my chest. Stay on my chest.
Now, no disrespect to Detroit and the other teams that are
not
playing.
the Knicks. We're not. No.
The Knicks? The Knicks are in trouble. They need to just concentrate on
We'll get to that later. We're not even talking about it. We're not even talking about the Knicks right now.
I got a long day with y'all up there for the Knicks. Right now, we're talking about Boston.
Don't get me sidetracked.
Okay, I'm sorry.
Right here with Boston.
Yep.
But absolutely. Really strictly because of how they play. They shoot a barrage of threes. They make a lot of threes. Defensively, I think they have the capabilities of being able to match up with anyone in the Eastern Conference to be able to shut them down. I don't think Detroit is a team that I think can match up and go, man for man in terms of offensively, but I don't think they can shoot the ball as well as Boston, and I trust Boston execution at the end of games. Yeah. I trust them to execute offensively. I trust them to have someone defensively on Cade to slow him down, to give him problems, and then it's like trying to figure out, okay, if Cade is struggling, who is that next guy? I'm already putting Detroit and Boston in the Eastern Conference.
He did, didn't he?
We hear about it.
But I will say this, the one thing to add to Boston's great starters is their bench.
Yeah.
They have bench scoring that if someone in the starting line is not playing, I can enter Vucevic. I can also enter Peyton Pritchard and the other guys who they have coming off the bench that are shooters. So they have everything you need.
They outscored their bench 35-14, and it seems like the difference in these games has been the three-point shooting edge. The Celtics knocked down 23s. Whoever wins that battle seems to get the victory in the series. They're going to shoot them. Game 4 on NBC tomorrow night. All right, more on the action that we watched. Atlanta Atlanta. We'll get to it, but take a look at the Eastern Conference bracket. We're going to see Game 3 between the Pistons and Magic at the top of the hour. Celtics, Cavaliers, they're both up 2-1. The Knicks trailing Atlanta 2-1 after losing back-to-back games by precisely 1 point. CJ McCollum said, I'm not the villain. I am a father of 2. I am married, but I'll go put the cape on if I need to. And he's done that for 2 games in a row. And since we are still talking about the final plays of this game, we thought it would be good to pull out a clicker. T-Mac has a clicker. That's how much he wanted to walk through this play so he could stop it, roll it, play it again, and walk us through what happened, yes, on the last play for the Knicks.
Yeah, because I thought they gave themselves a chance. This was a great out-of-bounds play right here. Shout out to Chris Gent. Shout out to Chris Gent on drawing up this play. And if you look right here, right, Josh Hart is taking this ball out. It's a pin down to bring JB up to the top. So with Cat, this is what I want you to recognize. Cat is going to be wide open. Watch his man is not paying attention, and Cat is not paying attention. So with Cat have all this space open right here, but Cat is running the play for JB. He's doing what he's supposed to do, right? Another play. Cat, his man falls down. He's open in this area. Why? Because he has to take him, right? So if he is taking Cat, who is going to be open? JB. But they run the play and get nothing out of it, really. So let's run this back and look how this works. Cat, where are you going, my guy? All this is open for you. Your man is not paying attention to you. What you got, Melo? What'd you see? Don't you see this wide open right here for Cat? He's way out there. He has this man out there. So if you're paying attention, because he thinks Josh Hart has a wide open lane to drive that ball, but Cat is running the play.
Well, the play is broken already. The play been broken 2 times already. Cat is just trying to finish the play. I'm not mad at him trying to finish the play, but what I will add is that there should be a sense of awareness by Cat.
Yes.
At least understand where your man is going. You gave Josh Hart the ball back. Your man baited. Your man went to Josh Hart a little bit. You went out there to set the screen on Brunson. You fouled him twice. You got away with that. The play is broken. Now we got to go make a play, Cat.
So now, this is, what, 8 seconds. I'm sure they are in the penalty.
Yes. Yeah.
Your man falls down. If you try to run to the basket, obviously, he's going to probably try to slow you down or trip you, and you're going to get 2 free throws because that's going to be a foul. And it's just poor execution at this part right here. And when you have bad communication and you trying to run, like at some point, you have to have the awareness like you're talking about. And they didn't have that awareness. They were all about trying to run the play and do the right thing. But as veteran players, you got to read the board, right? It's not going to be how you draw it up every single time. You have to have that awareness, and sometimes you just got to improvise, and they just had a chance to win the game, but they didn't see that awareness. So
it's interesting that both of these games have basically come down to the final possession, and then it's come down to one team executing and one team not. And Jalen Brunson was the clutch player of the year just a season ago. So in these scenarios, it all worked and it made sense. What has been different in your mind, VC, in this series?
Well, the attention to details and the attention that they're giving Jalen Brunson. They're putting bigger guys on him, trying to be physical with him, and they're going at him defensively. So you're not going to go at us and give us 29 on offense and think you get the rest on defense. They're going to make you guard. And one thing I love about that last play is if you notice Kuminga probably guarded 3 people in that play and was not in awareness. He was not going to let Jalen Brunson take a Okongwu one-on-one. So he ran off his man, driving baseline to put 2 on him because we know JB is very capable of the step back. He sees 2 guys, he has to get off the ball. But the help side defense in that situation was spot on, created the turnover. On top of that, it's a loose ball. He didn't watch the ball. He ran the ball down to secure the play. That's a championship play.
I think that's where Quinn Snyder has been a genius, is really putting, athletic guys out on the basketball court. You got Okongwu, you have Kuminga. These guys are switchable, and they can play JB. They have size, they have length, and speed to be able to stay in front of him, keep him in front, and contest his shots. And he's been struggling with those athletic guys.
Can I ask you guys a question? I'm just going to say a name. Mikal Bridges. And what comes to mind?
We've already talked.
For the first time in his 60 playoff games, he did not score. By the way, 2 minutes into the second half, he did not play. He was out of the lineup, so we saw a lot of Deuce McBride. What is happening there?
I think and I say we, New York.
Okay.
I think New York doesn't have a Mikal problem. Like, it's a crisis to me. When you talk about how New York is supposed to be built and ready for this moment, they built around three-point making and long defenders on the perimeter, guys who can play multiple positions. For your main guy, your main 3-and-D guy, to go have 0 points, to be a minus 20, 26 and 21 minutes.
Yeah.
That just cannot happen. And for the coach to say that my starting lineup is a game-time decision, to me, that tells me something else, right? So I don't agree with changing the lineup and switching the lineup, because if we going through the fire, let's go through the fire. This is the guy that we brought here to be this guy. But it just seems like Mikal is out there. He's lost. He's overthinking the game. He's trying to figure out when to shoot, when not to shoot, make a play, not to make a play. He's just seems like he cannot figure it out right now, where this has been a problem all season long for the Knicks. And we had this conversation in OKC, and when y'all spoke to Cat, he said, we still trying to figure this out. This was about 2 weeks going into the playoffs, right? So we see what's happening. I think all of this is accumulation of what's been, transpiring all through the year. And Atlanta, take your hat off to Atlanta, man. They are a very, very good basketball team. And CJ McCollum, hats off to you, brother, because what you doing right now.
The closer.
You just picking your spots, and you picking on JB, you picking on your spots, you picking on Mikal, you picking on everybody. But I think it's how you doing it. You're being boisterous about it. You talking to them on the court saying, hey, put him in the pick and roll, put him in the pick and roll. As a defender, you're thinking about that. I don't care how good of a defender you are. You're thinking about that when somebody is calling you out every single time. So,
hey, and when he hit his game-winning shot, he was against their best defender.
Absolutely.
So at that point, it did not matter, and that's what level he's playing on. Give me the ball, a la when Trae Young was there. He was like, give me the ball and let me do what I do. Quinn Snyder has put him in a position where he's put him in the middle of the floor. You get the guy you need, and you go to work, get to your spot, which he does very well, and he knocks it down.
Things I want to remind us of. The Atlanta Hawks were under 500 before the All-Star break. CJ McCollum was not on the team. He's only played 41 games with this team. So think about, all the things that they've had to adjust to. Think about the Knicks having their roster since the beginning of the season. And here we are with these two teams on opposite ends of the spectrum when it comes to execution at the end of games specifically.
The worst thing that happens to the Knicks is that Kuminga is knocking down threes.
And he's doing it. He's doing it. Guess what? That game coming your way. It's the second game of the doubleheader that we have on NBC. T-Mac's putting up his clicker. He's done. He don't want to talk about no more plays today. He done already put it back there behind the graphic. Okay, the game that we have to talk about next. The Oklahoma City Thunder have not given up a game so far to the Phoenix Suns. We got the Thunder and Suns Game 3 coming your way. But Thunder, they're looking to become the first team to repeat as NBA champs since the 2017-18 Warriors were able to pull it off. Now, the last 6 NBA champions failed to reach the conference finals the following year. Right now, the Thunder are up 2-0 against the Suns. Yeah, their Game 3 coming your way at 3:30 on NBC. Let's get into it. Maybe the one concerning thing right now for the Thunder is J-Dub's injury, dealing with the grade 1 hamstring injuries. So the difference that makes, even though he missed 49 games so far this season, I think as we push throughout the postseason, he becomes more and more critical for him to be healthy.
Yeah, I mean, with this hamstring, and from what we hear, it's the other hamstring.
Yeah,
so
it is.
It's about, you really got to shut him down and make sure he's healthy for this run. It's early enough in the playoffs to where I think they'll be okay in the first couple rounds and have him fresh for the conference finals. But they have enough. You got Casey Wallace, and you have Isaiah Joe, who hasn't really even been, Wiggins, who hasn't really played. So they have some guys that could really step up. Not so much fill his shoes, but I think they have enough guys that can fill his shoes.
So well. It was fun to watch him. Y'all saw him grab his left hamstring. It was the right that kept him out for 30 games this season, so now he's dealing with the opposite one. Go ahead.
I mean, I just hope that it's not as bad as people may think. I think what Minnesota, OKC did was just be very cautious with Jalen Williams. They figured we can handle this series. We got enough guys to get us through this first round. I don't think they want to take a chance with Jalen, especially it's the other hamstring now, right? So it's something off balance in the body that you got to figure that out. Just take your time, figure it out. Listen, you got the MVP. You got Chet blocking everything.
You got some stuff.
You got some stuff over there that they could work with. But let them guys figure it out and get your body right.
Okay, so the Suns have. Did you have something to say about Jay?
Sure. I'm saying you sit J-Dub down. You bring in Jared McCain and Wiggins, who's shooting lights out, who is a very good defender as well. So you reload, and now you get an opportunity to actually have 2 more shooters to play. So,
yeah.
What a problem
I know, right? They just go to their bench like, come on, and it is. They just
okay, now
keep
you can play.
Coming. Right.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Suns just a little bit here. In Game 1, they lost by 35 points. In Game 2, 13, so they're inching a little bit closer. If they wanted to get a win here in Game 3, they would have to do what, VC? Could they, would they, should they?
No, I mean, no, it's to the old Lord above. I mean, I think Jalen Green's going to have one of those games. And that guy we see on our screen right there has been balling, but I think Jalen Green is one of those guys who's going to have to step up, and they need a trio of guys to have 25 or better, and then supporting cast just has to go. But more than anything, you have to protect the ball and figure out a way to how to stop that juggernaut on the other side, which is asking a lot of a team that may not be able to do so.
Yeah, I think your big 3, Jalen Green, Brooks, and Booker got to have a very big game.
Yeah.
You can't turn the ball over. You can't get these guys extra possessions because they're that good. And I've said it before, right? OKC loves to run, and they feed off of your turnovers. Slow the ball down and slow the ball down. Like, make them uncomfortable on how you play and make sure you get quality shots every single possession. I would do something different. Hey, guys, walk this ball up.
Run some time down.
Run some time down. Like, we want low possessions. We want low possessions.
But do you want to play against OKC set defense as well? Like,
I'd rather do that than have them we turn the ball over and they pushing the ball. So you got to pick something, right?
Yeah.
Well, the good news is they could have actually heard T-Mac say that. By the time we get to 3.
That's why I took the parlay.
Yeah. You said it's time.
He's breaking that today.
He's gonna come out of that slump. I believe that Bane gonna come out of that. I mean, he's just that player.
Yeah.
You know, he's been doing that. He's a big-time player. He's a big-time shooter. He's not afraid to take the shots. So, yeah, he would get them 2 threes. Okay, he'd come up out of the shooting slump. I believe it.
A big difference in this game has been points in the paint, like you kind of said, VC. It was 54 to 34 in favor of the Magic in Game 1. Then Game 2, exact opposite, 54-34 in favor of the Pistons. So it seems like whoever wins that battle kind of gets the victory. We're showing right now Jalen Duren. He's a big part of that for the Pistons.
He definitely is a big part of it. And if you're the Pistons, you want to, obviously, you continue to use your pick and roll, but you want to get shots up on the rim because he can clear out space, and his gift, one of his gifts is to offensive rebound and attack the glass, because not many people can stop him. He had 4 offensive rebounds in the last game. So I think you talked about Cade Cunningham arriving. He needs to show up, and he needs to join Cade in that arrival.
I believe in Duren. He's gonna have a good game, man. He's gonna have a good game today.
I want to see Anthony Black get back to that, playing that type of basketball that we seen early in the season, right? When we was raving about how well he was playing. Well, I want to see that in the playoffs now.
Yeah, Jamal Mosley said he's given him the green light defensively and offensively, that he can kind of do whatever needs to be done. I like this because I actually get to make you guys pick the game. T-Mac, who you got?
I got Orlando.
Orlando.
I'm going to go with Detroit.
Okay, good.
I'm going to go with Detroit.